So this is Whack-A-Mole number 108. I haven't done a Whack-A-Mole in this format before. This is going to be the new format, I think. I'm usually two-dimensional. No comments on that. Not personally, but Whack-A-Molean. Whack-A-Molean, is that a term? Is that anyway? Usually my camera is over there facing the back wall. But now, since I've taken out these books here and expanded my record selection, I like this kind of V shape veering out into the collection. And this is October 2021, Whack-A-Mole number 108, I believe. Is it 108 or 109? Well, you'll find it. You already know that. And this is in black and white because black and white in October and Halloween at the end of the month. And maybe we'll do a Halloween special when we get to that point. But I think I love, look at that. You get depth. You get the mise en scène. You know, any of you filmmakers out there? Filmmakers? Anyone from Hollywood? Anyone from Pinewood Studios or Twickenham in England, or the movie capitals of the world, and Rome and France and everywhere else? You watching? Mise en scène, the setup, the scene, the cinematography, the art direction, whatever we're doing. We're black and white just because I like black and white, and it makes things look more creative than they actually are. And I'm drinking, you don't know this, but this is going to look really dark and black. This is a Syrah from Walla Walla, Washington. And I don't have the bottle here, and I forgot the vineyard. Anyhow, Whack-A-Mole is where I pick 5 random records and from my collection. Now, obviously, we've incorporated some of Coleman's collection, but the soul really section isn't finalized yet. I haven't really incorporated my records, and I'm talking way too much. Give a shit. You just want to see me pull records. So let's, at least I'm not going to trip over anything anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Okay. Matty Pryor. Big fan of Matty Pryor. This is Steeleye Span. I actually have a picture I took in 1978 or 1980 of the Steeleye Span van in London. There's a van they drove around, and I have a picture of it somewhere. I don't think I have it handy. I can stick on here, but this is a record they did in I'm thinking 75 or 6. Let's see if it says here. I don't really know much about this one. Obviously, it's a record. It's a record with at least one gentleman not wearing a shirt. That seemed to be a kind of a thing of guys in the 70s. Not that there's anything wrong with guys not wearing shirts, but Matty Pryor, Tim Hart, Peter Knight, Rick Kemp, Nigel Pegram. How come like every other person in England, in the UK, is named Nigel? And Robert Johnson. There we go. Sold his soul to Steeleye Span. This is a folk rock group along the lines of Pentangle a little bit and Fairport Convention. Not really like Lindisfarne and Incredible String Band, that kind of folk rock thing that Joe Boyd was producing. This is not Joe Boyd. This is Mike Batt produced this one. This is a good record. It's got a good sound to it. Now, again, Matty Pryor, I'm a big fan of her vocals, and there's 2 volumes she did of the Silly Sisters, and it's a bizarre cover, the first one, but the first Silly Sisters album, is that an Island or Chrysalis? Probably Chrysalis, is fantastic. It's just great kind of Gaelic, British, traditional British, actually typical British folk music updated, and just beautiful harmonies with June Tabor. And I love that record. Of course, this is where I deflect a little bit talking about another album rather than the record I pulled. So be it. But I got this. Where did I get this one? Was it a promo? Or I don't remember. So, okay. Everyone knows this record. Electric Orchestra, Eldorado, 1974. This is my favorite album by Electric Orchestra. Jeff Lynne, Beth Bevan, and all those people. Obviously, they started from, Jeff Lynne was a member of Idle Race. He joined The Move. And then, of course, the whole concept of ELO with Roy Wood was to start a band and start it where the Beatles left off, with cellos, with I'm the Walrus and Strawberry Fields Forever, and mix rock music with classical music. And of course, the rest is history. This, to me, is the album that really solidified sort of a vision to them. I think as much as I love the pop stuff they did later, I think for a while they got a little too processed for me, and I still love them. Jeff Lynne got a little more compressed with his production, and he started... Well, anyway, I love this record with a great frame from The Wizard of Oz for the cover art. Fantastic record. And it's just very thematic, very British, lovely record. 1974, and I saw them 3 times. Once at Winterland, they headlined. I saw them once they headlined at the Open Coliseum, and Jethro Tull opened up for them. That must have been 75 or 76, around that time. All right. We got Sing Along With Me. Come on, look at that hat. Frank Sinatra. This is an album he did on Reprise Records, his label, Reprise. He got his own custom label, part of Warner Brothers, Reprise. Interesting enough, Reprise, and it is pronounced Reprise, not Reprise. It's Reprise Records, and obviously Sinatra and Dean Martin, all his buddies were on it. But then, Neil Young and all the rock and roll stuff, and some interesting arty kind of rock and roll that are totally in a different wheelhouse than Frank Sinatra. This is Swing Along With Me with Billy May and his orchestra, Frank Sinatra. This is a promo copy. That's how they mark early promo copies on Capitol Records. And of course, it has a lot of the like Rodgers and Hart songs, like Falling in Love with Love. Falling in Love with Love. I never knew that. Don't Be That Way. Moonlight on the Ganges. Interesting. Have You Met Miss Jones? And of course, You're Nobody Till Somebody Loves You. Classic record. But anyways, Swing Along With Me, showing his, swing, is doing his Tiger Wood swing there, which is actually probably more like Arnold Palmer, right? There you go. And my original, this is an American copy, UK copy. I think this is American. I have original. This is Factus number 1. This is Unknown Pleasures. Obviously, this became an icon art cover that's been duplicated on T-shirts and everything for decades now. Peter Seville, the art director for at Factory Records, kind of put this together. And there's been except no substitute. This is the US version. I have the other albums all UK. An original with this beautiful yin yang label. Of course, Joy Division. They were just about to make their debut, come to America, and Ian Curtis hung himself. I do highly recommend the movie Control by the photographer, what's his name, who took a picture of all the U2 covers. And I should know this as a photo agent, and I know it, and he's escaping. His name is escaping me. You're yelling out Maslov. His name is Anton Corbijn. There you go. I knew it. Directed that movie Control, and it's a great biopic. I love it. I think it's in black and white, just like this video, I think, right? Isn't it? So tragic ending. Okay. We got 2 more here. We got Tennessee Ernie Ford. What a great sort of baritone voice, country singer, folk singer. He did a lot of religious sort of gospel albums. This is Country Hits Feeling Blue. Now, there is an archival version of this, which sounds fantastic. I don't have the archival. I think it was Analog Productions did it. But this is an early Capitol Stereo version. I guess it's the swirl, the rainbow. Yep, the rainbow. And it sounds fantastic. It's beautifully recorded. This great trio. Almost like country rockabilly a little bit, but just a beautiful recording. And this is a beautiful pressing and cover of it, really in pristine shape. I've had this for a very long time, and I don't even remember what I got it. I don't think I got it in the 70s, but I did pick it up along the line. And it's just got like great songs. You know, Sweet Dreams, Tears on My Pillow, May You Never Be Alone. He's done a lot of gospel-y kind of religious numbers, but I just love his voice. And Tennessee Ernie Ford, this is a record that if you don't think, you like this kind of music, you should really listen to this record. Country Hits, Feelin' Blue, Capitol Stereo. Fantastic record. Fantastic. And lastly, a record. This is the third mine. This is a bit of a one-off group, at least so far. I had tickets to see them in Seattle, and of course, when the pandemic hit. So it's the only concert I think I had purchased tickets to see for. This has Dave Alvin from the Blasters and Jesse Sykes from Jesse Sykes and the Sweet Hereafter, who made was it 2 or 3 fantastic kind of psychedelic albums about 10 to 12, 15 years ago or so. But I love those records. They're hard to get on vinyl, but they're worth it. She's got a little bit of it's a psychedelic-y, mystical sound, little vocals like Grace Slick, somewhat of the Jefferson Airplane. Also has David Immergluck, Victor Hammerknocker, and Michael Jerome. And what's great about this, there's some amazing covers. They do a cover of the Paul Butterfield Blues band East West, which was originally on Elektra Records. Fantastic version of that. They do the Dolphins. I believe that's the Fred Neil song. And they do, let's see, East West. Okay, this is the expanded second 2LP version, which has a different full mongrel USO mix. And it has the classic Morning Dew. Most of you deadheads will know. Take me out in the morning dew. It's more of that's a traditional song, I believe, right? A lot of folk artists and bluesy folk artists covered Morning Dew. So this is, that's the Whack-A-Mole, Mazzy's Whack-A-Mole, the first one in this new improved format. I don't know if you'll think it's improved. I won't always go black and white, but I think for this October, this is a way to do it. So enjoy it. Enjoy the music. You want me to pull one more just for the hell of it? Let's just pull one. Let's just do a bonus one, right? It's Halloween. Trick or treat. Okay. I just don't want to stop. Ooh. Sticking with the folk, the sort of the British folk scene, Bert Jansch. This is Bert Jansch Moonshine on Reprise Records also. Reprise, right? Yep. It's Reprise. This came out in 1971 or 2? 73. Okay, I gotta look. I didn't remember that. Obviously, a member of Pentangle, which, I mean, Bert Jansch and what's his name? See, I should know this stuff. Anyway, but it's got Dave Maddox also, who was in the band, Ralph McTell, the great British folk artist, Danny Thompson, who played bass with Pentangle as well. And who else is on here? Tony Visconti played recorder. Tony Visconti, who would later go on to produce so many great records, T-Rex and a lot of the Bowie records. And this is a fantastic record. Just traditional, modern British folk music, updated, obviously. And some traditional things that he arranged and some originals mixed in here. There's an Ewan McCall song, The First Time I Ever Saw Your Face. I mean, a song that just became an iconic, beautiful, beautiful. Roberta Flack had a huge hit of that. And it's interesting that someone had the foresight to give that to the great vocalist of Roberta Flack. But he does a cool version of it here, too. And John Renbourn is he's the other guitarist I was thinking about in Pentangle. But Get those. There's some Pentangle reissues coming out, and you should check those. Get the first one, and the first couple albums are really great, or find them in bins. But anytime you see a Bert Jansch record, what an amazing guitar player! That British folk style. That just I'm a big fan of that stuff. So thanks for watching. Mazzy loves you in black and white and in color, and we'll see you next time.